What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Louis Sports Report, as well as my cooking channel. And I have my friend David Wiley here. We are about 2 hours and a half away from kickoff for the Cowboys versus the New Orleans Saints. And so for this game, we are having what kind of what we calling this? We going to New Orleans?
Yeah, shrimp and
Yeah,
grits.
we're doing shrimp and grits. And we're going to be doing a shrimp hors-boy. So, in case you didn't know it, see this? This is a shrimp, okay? All right? With the skin on it, okay? I like to get fresh ones. You can't get frozen ones. You can't get ones that are already peeled and deveined and everything else. But for me, I actually like getting the shrimp fresh, or actually thawed out. They're already thawed out, with the shells on it. And the reason why I do, you know why I do?
No.
Well, it's good for your fingers to have to pull the shells off, okay? Because see, what you have to do is you got to take the shell. The way I do it, at least, is I go right here where the legs are. Now, some of you, if you want them a little cheaper, you can get the heads on it, but then you get like all the head stuff in there and the brains. But I just pull that on off of there, and I'm gonna pull the tails off because we don't want to have to pick the tails out of it. We were doing like a deep fried shrimp. I'd leave them on, the tails on there, so that way you have something to hold them to, okay? But the reason I like to get those shrimp tails is because here's what we got right here. See this? These are all those tails. And I got some butter in here. I got the skins from the onions. I got some garlic and things in here. And I'll put some chicken broth in here. This will make an incredible stock, seafood stock, right? So we're not wasting anything. You know, them shells they're going to work. They're going to work. So what we got, I bought about 9 pounds of shrimp, which is more than I think I need. You can see over there is the big sub. So what we're doing right now is we're just peeling these first. The next thing we'll do is we'll actually take a smaller knife, and what we're going to do is we're going to butterfly them. And don't cut your fingers. Don't cut your fingers. But we're going to cut right down the middle of it. And you see right there? See that thing right there? That's the poop chute. We're going to pull that out. Okay? We're going to pull that sucker out. See? Ain't that some shit? And that's what we end up with. And you're asking, why would you go through all that trouble? Why not just bread it just like that? The reason you do this is because that's more surface area to get your breading, which will make them actually bigger. Okay? It'll actually, and of course, more flavor. Okay? So that's what we're actually going to do with the shrimp. For the shrimp and grits, I've actually already gone through. I've got a couple jalapeno peppers. I've got a whole thing of celery that's in here. I got a couple of onions. I got some red peppers. So I got that done. And then I got some, this southern sausage right here. This is the shiznick. This right there. They carry it now in giant. It's actually southern sausage, but it's actually firm. Now here there's two kinds in here. This is the mild, okay? The one that's red, kind of the reddish color, that's hot. And I'm going to tell you that this sausage right here, I don't care what you put it in. I don't care what you put it in. It is going to make it taste good. I thought about cooking some and putting it on my wife. But she wouldn't go for that. But she said you can put some of that on some bread and give it to me because that's some good sausage. But anyway, it's really, really good. So what we'll do in about an hour from now, I'm going to brown the sausage, okay? And then I'm going to sweat this stuff. And shrimp and grits is actually pretty easy because the only other thing that's in there is really some of the broth from the shrimp. I end up using a couple of jars of Rotel because it's kind of spicy. We'll put a couple of bay leaves in there. We'll end up using Cajun seasoning and chicken broth. And that's all it is to make that. So basically it's like a soup. And then we take grits. We're going to make cheesy grits. We're going to end up putting cheese in it after they're cooked. We're going to add some butter, some heavy cream in there, a little Worcestershire sauce, and a little hot sauce. So you put the grits on the bottom, and then you put that on top of it. And since we're going to be outside, and it's going to get a little chilly, although it was hot today. Look, I'm sweating. It was like 65 degrees. We'll end up having all that together, and it's going to be really, really good. So the shrimp sub over here is really simple because it's just lettuce, tomato, and we're going to make a homemade remoulade sauce and cook the shrimp. So once we get finished getting all these peeled and deveined, I'm going to take some buttermilk, I'm going to take some eggs, and I'm going to let the shrimp soak in that for about an hour. And then we're going to take breadcrumbs and flour along with some Old Bay seasoning. It's really simple. and just deep fry them.
Okay.
And don't overcook the shrimp. They cook really fast. I mean, really, really fast. There's nothing worse than overcooked deep fried shrimp because they're rubber.
Yeah.
Don't do it. All right, so we're going to keep doing this, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so we've actually peeled and deveined all of the shrimp right now. I've actually done them two ways. I actually have the ones that are going in the shrimp and grits. They're just kind of sliced down the back. So that way when they cook, they'll kind of furl out. They'll look kind of pretty, like they're spreading their wings. And like I was talking about for the other shrimp that we're going to use for the poor boy, we butterflied those. So you see, you get all that space. And what I've done is I've got 3 eggs right here, and I got some buttermilk. And I've whisked this together. So all this is just going to go on here and sit on top of it to get it nice and wet. And get some of that flavor into there. And it'll help hold the breadcrumbs, flour, and Old Bay on there. So that way when you put it in that deep fryer, it sticks together and it'll get that crunch. You want that crunch in there. And remember those shrimp shells that I had? Look at this. You see that color right here in this broth? That is the flavor from the shrimp. We're going to use some of this broth with the shrimp and grits that we're going to start cooking in a few minutes. Right now, I got to make sure that I'm changing the grease out there. I'm not going to take all these shrimp and put them in with dirty grease. We want virgin grease in there. But look at that. This is going to be really, really good. All right, let me get outside and get cleaning. Hey guys, okay, so I'm already in the weeds, okay? I am a little bit behind here, and I'm going to end up turning everything over to the chef because we're going to be going on in 30 minutes. So he actually got ahead of doing some stuff for me. He's already gone through, took some bacon, and has already kind of got that going. And what we're going to do, we're using the same pot. I've got this blue, Cowboys blue color, Dutch oven. And we've got some of the bacon grease in there. We're going to put the onions, the pepper, the celery, and all there, sweat that. And then I'm going to take, oh boy, our sausage, and I'm going to brown this in the cast iron skillet. I love using my cast iron skillet. To me, it gives better flavor. And guess what? It doesn't leach chemicals that are like forever chemicals. So we're going to do that. And then what we're going to do, now my mama, she cans her tomatoes. She grows them and she cans them. 81 years old. She'll be mad that I told you how old she is. But these are nice and soft tomatoes. I love using those. We're going to use a couple of bay leaves. And I also like to put in some rotel. The nice thing about the rotel is it's got a little bit of a kick to it, but it's also the tomatoes, because they're diced, they don't get soft. So they're a little bit firmer tomatoes. You get the soft tomatoes, and these are much sweeter. You've got the bacon in here, of course, because bacon is great with everything. And you've got the peppers, the onions, and all that. And I'm going to grab over there. You see these? This is my winter spice garden. Habanero peppers right there, right? Habaneros. And then I've got over here, I have some rosemary, and we're going to put some rosemary and thyme in there, and salt and pepper, and that's all it takes. And of course, the shrimp broth. So, you ready? Are you ready? Okay. The other thing we're going to do, I took half flour, half breadcrumbs, and a whole lot of Old Bay seasoning. This is actually what we're going to dip the shrimp in and deep fry them outside. And again, don't cook them too long. Don't cook them too long. And that's what we're going to do. So we got all of these great veggies that are going to go in here. As soon as this thing gets hot, that'll start sweating. As soon as this thing gets hot over here, we're going to start cooking the sausage on that, and we're going to then combine those. Last thing is the shrimp to go in. You don't want to put the shrimp in until you're just about ready to serve it, because if you put the shrimp in and you wait hours, it's going to get rubbery. So always do the shrimp last. It's delicate. It's kind of like those Eagle fans. All right? You good? You see, look. Oh, here we go. It's hot. Don't you love that? Oh, yeah. It's on now. It's on. Okay. Now, I like to brown this so it's got a little bit of crispiness to it, because it's going to absorb a lot of that juice and that flavor, and it's going to give out a lot of it as well. But can you smell it? Can you smell it? Okay. Very good. Now we're going to get this stuff cooked down before we end up putting the tomatoes and stuff in there. And let me grab the bay leaf. And I'm getting a little bit of smoke, so we'll take that out. Two chefs are better than one. Oh, I'm sorry. One chef and a guy who burns shit in the kitchen.
Oh, you a chef, man.
Look at that sausage. Mm. Yeah, buddy. Get this stuff out the way. This is where I wish I had one of those like commercial gas stoves, 6 burners. So if you'd like to help a brother out, we don't have gas in my neighborhood. They had it across the parkway over there, but they had a gas explosion and the flame shot up. Yeah. You saw it live, first on the scene, Joe Boo Sports Report. Now, here's what happened here. Because we browned the bacon in here, the bacon caramelized a little bit on the bottom. So guess what? That caramelization is actually married in with the veggies. So take a look here. Look at this. Look at the bottom of that. Look at the bottom. You see how it's clean? Look at that. That means that delicious bacon flavor is now inside of there. And once this gets translucent, that's when we start adding all the goodness to it. Look at that sausage. Oh my God. I could literally just take some white bread, a little bit of mustard, and just put the sausage on it, sliced up. You talk about a good sandwich. And see, I have to be, when I do this, I gotta make sure my wife's not around. Because she'll eat up half of the sausage before I put it into the pot. Don't tell on me. Love you, baby.
All right, she is right there.
So you can see all of this goodness. We got the shells over here with the broth. We got that delicious sausage. We got the vegetables. And we got bacon. We got the home tomatoes. Oh, it's going to be on. Oh, almost forgot about garlic. How can I forget about garlic? Jeez.
I ain't going to say nothing, man. I want to
I'm a little forgetful now. I'll be the first one to admit it. Now, I'm going to ask the chef here a question. How do you take the skin off of your garlic?
smash it.
Oh! Okay. I'm gonna give you my theory here on smashing. And you tell me if I'm wrong. I don't like to smash it. You know why? Because to me it seems like it shoots out a lot of the oils in it. And it's a pain in the ass. I know, look, here's the thing. It takes so much more time to peel the garlic like this. But see, to me, this is love. This is love, right? Because when I cook, as opposed to, let me show you. Yeah.
Already done.
That's easy. But you just beat the crap out of that poor piece of garlic. What that garlic? You want this garlic to be delicious and happy. Which piece of garlic's gonna be happy? You want fast, or you want love? I'm just asking. I'm just saying. See, And that's why they kicked me out of culinary school. But my thing is, I just feel like when you do that, look, you see all the oil that's on there? That juice is now gone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I know.
I think
slow.
we're in a hurry, I guess.
I'm just, you know, like I said, I am not the chef. Although I play one on YouTube. You know, his OCD is kicking in right now. He's like, this is bothering me because of the time you take. Okay.
Okay.
See, I slice it, so I'm not leaving any oil to me on that. And the garlic presses, I feel the same way. I feel guilty.
You don't like the garlic presses? You don't like those?
No, man. Well, at least when you squeeze it, you can squeeze the juice in it.
Yeah.
But no, I love the garlic.
Okay. So I mean, can you smash it a little bit and then do it? Or?
I mean, you can. I just can't do it. I feel like I'm abusing the poor garlic. It has literally spent his life. He has grown for this moment. And I want to treat him with respect. Am I crazy?
See, look, I did the same thing. Just a little bit of juice came out.
I'm fucking with him. All right, so we've got our happy garlic in here now. Look at our sausage. Look at that. Look at, oh man. See, I just had a food orgasm. You take that sausage in there.
So good.
Oh my goodness. Oop. That was for you, Simba. Now, a lot of people don't like to use cast iron pans, and don't pour the grease down the drain, because you're gonna eventually clog it up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the grease out of there and put it in something else, let it dry out, throw it in the trash. But the way I clean this is actually pretty easy. Is while it's hot, put some hot water in there, and basically it'll boil and take up all that stuff up there. It's really easy to clean, and then you can just oil it and it'll keep it seasoned. Okay, so. You season, you see that? Bam! Put some of that bacon in there, right? I'm gonna take my mama's jar of tomatoes. Look at that, nice and soft. Bam! And that tomato juice, now see, that's made with my mama's love.
So, would you put some of that in there?
No, because I got enough grease with the bacon in it.
Okay.
But I will put a little bit of the chicken broth in here as well. And we're going to chop up some rosemary and put in some thyme in here as well. And Cajun seasoning. And that's it. The only other thing we got to do is we got to go ahead and cook the grits. Use the directions on there, but generally speaking, it's like 1 cup of grits to 4 cups of water. Cook that. It'll simmer for like 15 minutes and then it gets soft. Don't use the instant grits. And then we're going to add some butter, some heavy cream, some Worcestershire sauce, and cheese. And that's it. And so you're going to put one on top of the other. So that's all we got to do on this. And it's done. All right? Okay, so I got my deep fryer on because we got to get ready to cook the chicken wings. But I want to show you right here. This right here is growing in my backyard. This is thyme. And check it out. You want fresh herbs? Look at that. Just pull it like a string. And there's a pinch of thyme. Time after time. So we'll put some of this in there. I'll get a couple pieces of the rosemary to give it that really good fresh flavor to it.
Okay, all right.
Look, okay, you see him going, okay, all right. He like, this is about pulling weeds out the yard and putting them in here. He like, I ain't never, look, he's like, are you sure? I'm seriously, yeah. And what's cool, when you plant thyme comes back, time after time. Seriously, this thyme plant has been there. It'll, winter over, but the root base will come back. And look at that.
Grow that back again?
It'll come back next year. Same flower pot.
Wow.
See, we got basil over there on the end. Although we waited a little too long to bring it in, it got frozen, but it's coming back out. We got the rosemary. Look, parsley right there. Look, you see the parsley right there, right?
Yeah.
It don't get any fresher than that, because that's what you always want to make sure you have when you're cooking, is cooked fresh.
See, this is my house, man. I want something like this, man. I like this.
Subway talks about eating fresh, but she tells you to go someplace else. Did I say that? Okay. Break a little stock up here. Boom. See, look at that. That is fresh herbs. Now you can go ahead and buy some in the store. I'm not discouraging that, but I like my fresh stuff. And where's my big knife? Big knife. There we go. And then we'll just taste it, see how it tastes. If you like it spicier, you can add some more cayenne pepper to it to get it a little bit more of a kick. And let's take a good look at it. Look at that. Now see, that is a nice looking stew, because that's basically what it is. It's nice and wet.
Hot sauce in there. Those hot sauce.
Let's get a little taste here. And I get a little bit here. Check it out. It still needs to cook down just a little bit before we put the shrimp in it. But you can see what that looks like. Look at that. Get some of that sausage and bacon. Look at sausage and bacon. Mmm.
What's up, Mark?
Yeah. That's the taste. Yeah. Ooh, it's got a good kick to it. Mmm. It's hot. He's over there.
No, I'm looking and the sandwich is still wrapped up. I thought you were going to have it finished. It's about to start in about 30 or so minutes.
Oh, we will. All right. So we got to get the sandwich going. Next.
They got Eastside Hill showing up. His team finally won another game a couple of weeks ago.
For a non-chef. Demario Davis loves my red
Oh,
beans.
yeah,
He
does.
loves that, man.
Thank Demario Davis because it's inspiration for downstairs.
All right, so the chicken wings are out there, the shrimp are out there. What else do I need to do? I was trying to see if we have. You're just saying that.
No, it's good, man. It's real good.
Like, I don't want to embarrass him in his own house, but that's shit.
Embarrassed.
It's real good.
These are not really long enough, but they're going to have to do. Okay. I've got 10 minutes, and I smell like old grease from cleaning up the pan. You got the grits?
Yeah, I got you.
6 minutes.
Gotta put the top on that, and then get the shrimp for that. So you get the shrimp in there?
Yeah.
And then it'll be good to go. Butter. We got the grease heating up.
Really cook down some more a little bit.
Yeah. Not how much to worry about getting down there so soon. I mean, we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I'd like to have the shrimp poor boy out there when we kick off. And I don't want you to spend all your day. Did you get the capers?
Yep, it was right here. Okay,
Okay.
mustard, everything.
All right.
I know you want to do a video. of
Okay,
that.
yeah, let me. Oh, we're on. Well, I'm like 10 minutes away from actually going on air, but I wanted to go through because the chef is going to make a remoulade sauce, and I mispronounced it. But we got some hot sauce, we got mayonnaise, we got some lemon juice, we got mustard, and we've got capers, and that's all it is. Basically, remoulade sauce is basically a spicy ketchup. And so to help keep this together, I've just kind of split the cover off of this. We'll take toothpicks and stick it in there to hold it together for when we carry it downstairs, so that way it'll be nice and, you know, held together. He's already gone through and got the lettuce stuff together. I like to leave it kind of stringy because then it kind of acts like a binder, kind of like a rope. If you do it like it's chopped, it kind of all falls off with the sandwich. So you want to try and bind together. And of course, some tomato slices. And make sure you have hot sauce, especially Lola hot sauce. All right, Chef, we're gonna go to that. I'm gonna take this outside to get ready for the scrimps, the star of the show. Okay, so I'm in the weeds right now, so I'm skipping a couple of steps. Right now, I got a fried chicken cooking right now. As soon as that's done, what I did was I took the shrimp that we had in the egg and the buttermilk, and we went ahead and with that breading. So you can see they're nice and covered. And so those are only gonna cook for literally like 2 minutes and they're done. So then we'll top all that on the sub. Sadly, I'm supposed to be on live right now. So I'm gonna turn this over to my boy. So I've got the chicken cooked. Now I'm gonna try and shake off some of that extra chips because that'll foul up the oil. And you can see, I don't wanna have it too full, but this deep fryer right here, it works great because it's nice and deep. You got these 2 big baskets, and a couple of minutes, it'll be done. Look at this. Look at that. It's almost, oh, wow. Literally. I love cooking shrimp deep fried because it is quick, it is easy. And it's, look at the chicken. Get that hot sauce on there. We're gonna be ready to roll. Now, when I finish cooking the shrimp, I'm gonna turn it on over to my man, David. He's just gonna top it and then bring it downstairs. So, look at that. Woo-wee. Look at that. A little bit more. Gets golden brown, it's gonna be ready. And it's gonna be good. All right, look at that. Woo-wee. Let that grease dry off of there. Look at that. Look at that. Now that's what I'm talking about, some good eating. And we'll get the rest of these in there. And then we're just gonna put that on that bread with that remoulade sauce, that lettuce and tomato. And if you're a poor boy like me, you're gonna be eating good. Eating real good. And we'll see you downstairs in a minute. So I know you guys are looking for me, okay? I know you're looking for me, but damn it, look at this. I gotta have food. I got to have the shrimp poor boy. I'm cutting the sub roll right now. I'm getting it up here. He's gonna take care of finishing it. Look, we're gonna turn that one off because that's hot as can be. Look, we got shrimp and grits over here. Look at these. Look at this, okay? You think I'm playing? Look, oh my God. Oh. So, yeah. Have anybody else that showed up yet for me to be on the stream? But here's what we got. We got the sub roll right here, right there. He's gonna put the remoulade sauce on there. Then he's gonna put the shrimp on there. He's gonna put the lettuce and tomato, and then we're gonna bring this thing downstairs. I'm going downstairs to get started on the live stream. Okay? You got a handle, boss?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta put. Look at this. Got to put the shrimp in with the shrimp and grits. So that right there is gonna go on top of the grits right there. And my wife over here, you see her. She look. She grabbing shrimps and running. Here you go, baby. All right, I'm going downstairs to get on the stream. See you down there in a minute.
Oop, got one, Sim. You're a lucky dog. David, it's a video. Is it in the trash?
Yeah. So was looking forward to like I heard it drop.
What else goes on it?
Just more remoulade.
Here, bud.
Yeah, oh, now you're teasing me now. That should be enough. I just wanted to sit on it without falling.
All right, that's good. Whatever's left is mine.
George put all right.
Lovely.
Try to do it so you can see the shrimp.
Huh?
Do it at the bottom of that, but you won't be able to see the shrimp as much.
What do you mean?
I would usually do